Now let us discuss a new topic today, which is called as strain. So before this we discussed stress. Stress means what? Force per unit area. Now that's other term is what? Strain. So what is actually strain? Strain is what? Change in length. That means when you apply certain stress or force, what will happen? There will be certain change in the length of the bar, right? So this change in the length of the bar, which is either elongation or compression, okay, so which is either elongation or compression per unit length. So this is called strain. So strain is basically what? Strain is basically the ratio of change in length by original length. Now if you are applying certain amount of stress or maybe force on a particular bar, it will elongate by certain amount. Now we can denote that certain small amount by del L. So if it is del L and the total length of the bar is L, then del L by L is what? Strain. Now since both are in length, that means what? Del L is in meter and L is also in meter, suppose. Now that meter gets cancelled. That means what? It has got no units. Okay. Now we come to longitudinal strain. So what is actually longitudinal strain? When a body is subjected to an axial tensile or compressive load, there is an axial deformation in length of the body. That means what? Axially it is being applied. The load is being applied axially. So there is an axial deformation in the length of the body. Just as we discussed just a few minutes back. Now you are applying certain load on the body, then definitely there will be certain deformation, right? In axially. That means what? If you apply in the horizontal direction, it will be horizontal deformation. If you apply in the vertical, it will be vertical direction. So that kind of deformation is conventionally expressed as epsilon, or epsilon is equal to what? Del L divided by L. Okay, so this is the ratio of axial deformation to the original length. Means by how much amount it is being deformed and what is the original length. This is known as what? Linear strain, or it is expressed by del L by L, where L is the original length and del is the change in length due to what? Due to the applied stress. Okay. Now the next one is lateral strain. So what is lateral strain? The strain that is occurring in perpendicular to the direction of applied stress. Now if you see the above figure 3.56, here the del L is what? If the force is applied in the horizontal direction and the deformation is occurring also in the horizontal deformation, that means what? There is a certain amount of deformation by del L. Okay, this deformation del L is known as longitudinal, and then lateral means what? The strain or the change in, what do you call it, the change in length by original length, it occurs perpendicular to applied stress. Now if you see here in figure 3.56, it is d minus del d. D minus del d means what? Del d is the amount of lateral strain for the force that is applied F, as shown in figure. Okay, so this is what is the difference. Now we go to the next one, which is called as shear strain. So the shearing strain, okay, before going to shear strain, the lateral strain mathematically is equal to what? Delta d divided by d. Delta d means what? A change in the lateral dimensions, similarly as delta L. On the d is the what? The overall dimension of the object or body. Now come to shear strain. So what is shear strain? Shear strain is defined as the ratio of deformation to the distance between two parallel surfaces across which deformation takes place. So the shearing stress, it is the ratio of deformation to the distance between two parallel surfaces across which the deformation takes place. Now if you see the figure, what happens? There are two arrows, right? So these two arrows means what? If the bottom part is suppose fixed and you try to move only the upper part, then that means what? There will be an angle gamma So that kind of deformation is known as what? Shear stress. Okay, shearing means what we discussed before, like tearing kind of. So what happens? The upper part, bottom part, or upper part, one of the part remains stable, and the other part is like moved. So definitely this will call for shear strain. So in this way we define shear strain. Okay, thank you.